Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome back to Alicia Budget Beauty. My name is Alicia, and today's a special day, an exception. I typically only upload once a week, so I did upload yesterday, but I make an exception if there is a big launch, if there's something that I'm just really excited to share with you guys, and that day is definitely today because, drum roll, we have the new Nomad Cosmetics Whistler BC palette. I'm so excited that I have this. I'm not as early on it as some other creators and influencers out there. I'm sure you've seen so many others already. If you follow Angela, if you follow Stephanie, if you don't, I'm gonna pop her right here because she's really one of my favorite YouTubers, and not as many people know about her as some of the big ones. And I think she's the best. She does such great reviews, and she will do 2 to 4 eye looks with new palettes. She's always trying out new stuff. I just like her as a person, and so I'm going to shout her out. And I like to uplift other creators, and you know, we all can have a piece of the pie in this game. And even though my palette came like slightly later than everyone else's, I still feel like I have something to share and worth just like everyone else. So the other exciting news, you guys, is I am officially on Nomad's 2022 PR list. So thankful, so grateful, so humbled, just like pinch me all the time. I'm like, I don't know how this happened. Some of it is hard work, some of it is luck, some is building relationships with brand owners. And what I love about Nomad, out of the million things, is they really do give chances and shots and opportunities to smaller creators like myself. And so I'm just very grateful. And what that means is I'll be getting all of their new launches that are not limited edition for 2022. So that is so exciting. But I just wanted to hop on here, show you guys the palette. I'm sure you've seen lots of other people talk about it, but I'm just gonna give my little take. I'm gonna do 2 eye looks without removing one. And I was trying to think, what do I want to do that's different than what I've seen everyone else do? One thing about me and my style, and something that I think that I provide, is I do a lot of everyday looks that I think anyone can do, honestly. And then I also kind of like to amp it up some for like more glamour and glamorous. Like, I'm not the best makeup artist. I'm not the most creative. You know, I do think that I'm learning more. I do think that I'm growing and expanding my techniques and abilities. But what I really like to show you guys is that anyone can use this palette. If you're scared of color, let me just show it to you, by the way. I'm over here rambling along, but here she is. And I know some people were intimidated by the color story and didn't plan on picking it up because blues and greens scared them, but I'm here to show you guys you can wear that for everyday looks. And then my second look is just going to be how I add a little bit more to make it more of like a night glamour look that also anyone can do. So that is what I'm here for. And I hope you guys will stay tuned, and we'll just talk a little bit about this palette as we go. So let's do it. So first of all, I want to address, like, the lighting is wackadoo right now. It is currently like 24 degrees outside. It is raining ice. The roads are terrible. My husband's actually on the road for work and saw cars flipped over. It's really kind of scary. So it looks like it is midnight, and it is only, I think it's not even 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So I'm just doing what I can today. We're gonna make this work. But okay, so the palette, I'm gonna try to think of how I'm gonna go in with this and do kind of more of like a daytime or more subtle look, and then how I wanna build it for a glam look. But we do, I believe, let's see, we have 7 mattes, 6 shimmers, and 2 duochromes in here. And so here's the 2 duochromes right here. This is like a pink blue, it looks like. And then this is like a white with, I know, let's see, let's Looks like it's got pink in there, duochrome, so that's really pretty. And then the rest are shimmers. So I purposefully, on the bottom lash line, went ahead and went in with this Beauty For Real. I love this liner. It's in Peacock, and it is just like a stunning, like electric blue. And I did that on purpose because I was like, I'll most likely use some blue in this palette. So what I think I'm gonna do is go with something like fairly soft and light first, and then we'll deepen it up and do something more night. And obviously you could go, I was contemplating doing, and I probably still will, a Valentine's look with this palette, because I thought, I bet not many people would think to do that. But I think you could take these shades here and do like a smoky burgundy eye, or you could even do like these two here and bring in this brown and gold and make it kind of Valentine's too. So, but for today, I think I might do like a little bit of green and blue. So let's just see what's gonna happen. I'm not gonna try to plan too much. I'm gonna keep it kind of like real with you guys, because a lot of times I don't plan my looks. That might freak some people out, because I know some people are very like strategic about, they go in, they know exactly what look they want to create, and I'm more like, let's see what happens today. So I think I actually am going to take this For Fox's Sake, because I just think this like warm toasty like orangish brown looks really pretty. And I am going to go ahead and just start applying this super pigmented. You guys, like, one reason why I didn't want to go super into detail in the intro about Nomad or about the palette, and you know, I probably won't do like an extensive review of this palette, is because Nomad's so consistent. I mean, you pretty much know what you're going to get with a Nomad. You're never really going to be surprised as far as formula. You're not going to be like, oh my gosh, this formula is not the Nomad formula that we've come to love. Like, you're going to always get a really good, okay, I said I'm not going to go very, see, we're just playing, okay? We're just playing today. I was like, I'm going to do a very like soft daytime look, and then here I am like going all bold on you guys. But you know what? It's kind of like, so something you guys may not know is I grew up an avid reader and an avid writer, not writer, like, not like a horse, writer. I did. That was my forte. That was my life. I was an English major, writing intensive, specific to my major, creative writing, but I also liked very analytical thesis type of paper writing as well. Shocker, I know. But anyway, I think a lot of times the way I would do my writing, whether it was an assignment specific or a prompt or just something I was writing on my own, I just kind of let the pen and the mind, the imagination, the moment lead me. I never was much of an outliner, a planner, and I feel like I'm the same way with makeup. I just kind of pull it out, decide what palettes maybe I want to use is the only thing I'll plan, and then I just go for it. Whatever happens, happens. And for the most part, it works out pretty well. Occasionally I'm like, well, a plan would have been beneficial here, you know, but for the most part, I just go with it. Okay, so like I was saying, Nomad's formula is very, very dependable, and the mattes Obviously very, very pigmented, very blendable. Okay. Okay. So what I've never really done, now that I'm decided to go in with this, actually I'm gonna clean it up just slightly with this smaller Real Techniques brush. I'm just gonna kind of buff that out because it's a little harsh. And make sure this looks decently blended. Sometimes I go back in at the end and kind of correct this blending here. Okay, what I've never really done is a blue, and this isn't as red. Again, the lighting is kind of funky in here. It's deeper and a little bit more brownish orange than it is like pinky red like it looks in here, but I'm just doing what I can with the lighting. But I've never really done like a blue and this sort of shade look, so that is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna take this kind of flat packed Sigma eye shading E55 brush, and I've been liking this brush for just packing on the lid. So I'm going to do Snow Bunny, this cute little bunny guy right here, this light baby powdery blue. And I'm just gonna start placing this and packing it right on the eye lid, center. I know for some of you, you're probably thinking, this is not a day look I would wear. Like, you're a little extra. But I think what I'm gonna do is not apply any shimmer at first to this. And we'll just call this the day look. I have the hardest time, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. I could cover up all this stuff and just pretend like I know exactly what I'm doing as a YouTuber and filming and quality of everything. But I do use my phone. I have a fancy camera that I've had for years and never taught myself how to use it. I don't know why. I just always feel like I don't have time to sit down and learn it. And then the whole, you know, like having to Wi-Fi it, send it to yourself on your phone. I don't know. Anyway, it's just always, I feel like I'm always behind on time. Just being a mom of 3, I feel like I'm always rushing. So I do whatever is the quickest and the easiest for me. So I have not learned that camera yet. I'm just going back and taking the For Fox's Sake and just kind of filling in where maybe it gaps with the blue here. So anyway, I've got like my little tiny ring light mirror right now that I'm using to look and do my makeup in. And open windows, it's the best lighting. It's why I do most of my videos in here in front of me. And like, I never am looking at the camera right. Like, I don't understand. I'll try to look where I think the lens is, and somehow I feel like it always looks like I'm not looking at the camera. So if you guys have been wondering, that is why. Okay, so let's just say this is my day. Like, my day look, the blue and the kind of burnt orangey brown. Like I said, I have this blue liner, and I think that's all like you would have to do for the day. I do typically always wear a wing, or at least like use shadow to create a wing even in the day. So I'm just gonna show you guys. I really hate doing this on camera. I'm like, not gonna lie, I battle with my wing all the time. I get compliments, but I'm like, oh, if you only knew like how frustrated I was with that wing. I'm actually gonna do this off camera because I don't want this video, I don't want this look to be a fail. I'm just gonna add my wing and show you how that takes this just up a notch. Still not my full glam look, but how like This looks like kind of nice and subtle, but how much of a difference the wing will add with this look. So I'll be right back. Okay, I wanted to hop on real quick before I do this side, just to show you like how much a wing will take. One reason why I do wings all the time is I actually have fairly small eyes. I think they're getting smaller as I age, because I don't remember thinking I had really small eyes when I was growing up. And now I'm like, I feel like a beady little eye. So, but people think I have really big eyes, and it's because of a wing. Look how much it just opens, gives the illusion that you have a bigger eye than you do. So, okay, now I'm gonna do this one and hop back on, and then we're gonna go a little bit more dramatic. Okay, so I'm back after putting on the liner. Do you guys see like what a difference that makes? I mean, I know this may not be daytime for a lot of people, but you could definitely just leave a wing off and it looked more like, okay, you know, if you're not comfortable with doing a wing in the day, but it just like took it to a different place. I'll say with at least, you know, with those two shades, the For Fox's Sake, which is this one, very like bam pigment. The Snow Bunny, it's soft. I mean, but it looks soft in the pan. So it does build up like a little bit. This one stayed more like blue and brighter. This one kind of, I don't know. I probably had more of this shade already like down on the lid. But what's kind of cool is where they met, it kind of formed almost like a purple, which was unexpected. And that's pretty cool. It's kind of neat how like you don't really realize once you start mixing them, like what new shades you're gonna come up with by mixing the colors. So my other tip too is if you just did the black liner, it might look a little bit more nighttime already. The blue like makes it's fun, but like it can be day because it's not as like dark and smoky. Or also what we're about to do is add shadow on the lower lash line, because that definitely, I think, always takes it up a notch and makes it more like glam. Doing that and also adding shimmer and inner corner will make it more glam as well. So let's go ahead and see what we're gonna play with to create the glam look now. Okay, I just ran outside to take pictures or do a reel actually of this eye look and came back in and it's way brighter now. Doesn't it look better now? Oh my gosh, I wish it would have been this bright the whole time. Like, I feel like my whole face looks different. Looks like I got a filter, and it's just that the lighting is better. That lighting was harsh earlier. Dang it. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and create the more nighttime look. So, nighttime glamour look. So, the first way that I'm gonna do that is I am going to do under the eye. So we are gonna go in with Nomad, this deepest. It's distracting me that you can see in my bathroom way back there. I always forget to shut that door when I'm filming at this table. Okay, so we're gonna take that deepest shade. I tapped off a little bit because, man, deep blue, Phoebe, my puppy's going crazy. Deep blue always seems to be the one that wants to like fall out the worst. And once there's deep blue under your eye, it's really hard to get it off. And I know people would be like, well, just do your eye makeup first and then your face makeup. I just can't do that, you guys. It doesn't work for me. And it's really, the only reason why it doesn't work is I can never get my concealer to look good once like my eye makeup's done, because I want to get it like all the way, I want my concealer like all the way up to the lash line. And if your makeup's in the way, you can't do that. And then you run the risk of getting the concealer mixed in with the shadow, which takes away the pigment, and then you just have to go back over with your shadow anyway, and then next thing you know, you have makeup under your eye, and like you could have just done your base makeup first. That's my opinion anyway. Everyone has a process. It just doesn't work for me. But okay, so you can already tell how much this starts to make it more dramatic. Just adding that lower lash line. And this blue, you guys, is really deep and pretty. You know, Angelica Nyquist, she reviewed this palette or not fully reviewed, but she did like her first impressions. And she was saying that this shade wasn't as deep, and really not even like close to as deep as it is in the palette. I think it's all about how you apply it. Like I'm really just packing it on instead of like blending it. And if you do that, then it is pretty much the same shade that's in the palette. Maybe slightly more like bright, but it does get pretty deep. Okay, I'm really, really, really liking this on the lower lash line a lot. And I think what I'm gonna do is go ahead and extend the blue out just a little where the wing is. Because I really like that effect sometimes. Like it's almost like a double wing with the shadow underneath. And it really, like, if you ever run into that issue where like you're doing your lower lash line and it goes like a little bit too far, you know, and starts getting up into the wing and you're like, oh no, just go with it. And it actually is a really cool effect. Almost everything that I've learned that I like was something I learned on accident. It's like, that wasn't intentional, but I really enjoy that and like that. Okay, so that's already looking a lot more dramatic, like smoky kind of looking eye. So what I want to do is find the right brush here. I think I'm gonna use this one. This is the angled E70 Sigma brush. So I think what I want to do is I definitely want to kind of deepen up something up here a little bit. And what I want to take, you guys, I want to take brown. I think I may take this brown. Let's do that. I'm going to take Gone Skiing right here, which looks like kind of a traditional chocolate brown. Looks fairly cool toned. And how do I want to angle this here? I am going to just start deepening up this outer corner and dragging it in a sweeping motion into the crease. And then I'm gonna kind of change the angle that I'm holding this brush and kind of sweep it into the brow. Ooh, I like that. I just wanted to show you guys an example of like where a lot of us are busy, you know, like just like you can take, you know, day clothes into night. I think it's cool to show how like you can already have an eye look going and just add some stuff, and next thing you know, like you have more of a night look where you didn't have to take all your makeup off and start completely over. But I love the smokiness of this and the kind of like depth that this gives. It's really cool. And again, these shades, I mean, I didn't expect anything different from Nomad. They are performing like they always do, blending, pigmented, No issues there. Okay. You see how that like just gave like a nice smoky look to the eye? Okay, that's super, super cool. I could just leave it like it is, but we've got to play with some shimmer. We have to, so I'm gonna take Ski Bum. That is this duochrome right here. And I am going to just take it dry for right now and place it in the middle and see what happens. I think I'm going to have to wet this for sure, which, I mean, that's most shimmers and duochromes do better wet anyway. I mean, it kind of, this right eye just doesn't want to, there we go. It doesn't want to brighten up as much. There's my pug. There he is. He's got a glowing eye. That's funny. Okay, we're getting a little bit more pigment there on the right eye, but that's really pretty. Okay, I do like that. I do like that. I just need to take my liner, my Koki liner. I've kind of messed up this wing and kind of fix it a tad. Okay. Now I am going to, if you want to kind of see, you got like a little bit of that pink shift going. I am going to take this little brush here and I'm going to go in with Powder Specialist and the lightest shade, and I'm just going to pop that right in the inner corner. Okay, yeah. I'm starting to see a little something now. It's kind of subtle, very, very subtle pinky white. Super subtle, which is fine. I'm just gonna kind of put that up here in the brow. Yeah, that turns it like a pink. Okay, I see it now. You see it? It's weird. It like doesn't show up at first, but it definitely builds into like a really pretty pinky iridescent, like that's really cool. Actually, I like that. I like it a lot. Okay, and then last thing, I'm going to kind of come in here again with the For Fox's Sake, which was our original. Since the color has kind of gone away some, I'm gonna add it back in there. That looks cool. Okay. Whoa, I went a little too heavy-handed right there. Ooh, we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Get a clean one. And just blend that out. Okay. All right, you guys. So here is our glammed up, more dramatic nighttime look. I really, really, really like this. So different from really anything I've ever done. So I'm actually gonna pop some lashes on and pick a lip for this and come back, and then we'll say our little goodbyes. Well, your girl is back. She is glam, full with magnetic lashes. I added the Dew Tube Champagne Lip Gloss so I could keep it all about the eye. I love to do like a pearly, simple lip gloss that just reflects light with like a really bold, dramatic eye like this. And I'm obsessed, you guys. Like, it is so pretty. I put on a bodysuit. I just was wanting to put on what I would wear with something like this. And I think it's so freaking beautiful. I never had any doubts. Nomad always kills it. No matter what, anytime I use the palettes, I love the look. Whether or not I always know where I'm going with it, I'm like, okay, I love it. This is one of my favorite looks again. So this is no different. You guys, I hope that I showed you that a palette like this, if you think you won't get a lot of use out of it because you don't do a lot of color during the day, I hope I showed you how you can go from like simple color in the day to glamming it up at night. If you guys want to pick this up, I do have a discount code. It is Budget Beauty. And yeah, thank you Nomad so much for sending this to me. I cannot wait for your next launch. This was a 10. And you guys, as always, have fun shopping, budget shopping. Bye.